Hello, good evening. Y'all, we gotta talk for just a second about the most important first step, the first step to making any kind of change. And we're gonna focus specifically on, I'm gonna talk specifically about change in your health, but this applies to any change you're gonna make. Any change you wanna make, you have to do this one thing first. You have to show up. You have to show up. Now, I'm at boot camp and no one's here, but I'm not shaming any of you. So hear me in that first of all. There's no shame when you don't show up. There's no shame when you can't show up. There are times life happens. What I'm talking about is that first step. That first showing up. Because here's what it requires. Making room. You've got to make room in your schedule. You've got to make room in your finances. You've got to make room in your life to show up. That is why I help my clients create. Oh, no. Don't you feel bad. Don't you feel bad. I'm going to send you a workout for you to do tomorrow, Jenny. Don't feel bad. No one else is here, so don't feel bad. I'm just having a nice little stroll. You have to show up for yourself. That's why I teach my clients itty bitty baby steps. Because showing up is not only the first step, it's the hardest. It is the hardest flipping step to make. Showing up for yourself is freaking hard. And you know what I see often? We show up for other people, right? We show up for our boss. We show up for our kids, show up for our spouse. But it's so hard, especially as women, to show up for ourselves. But what I want to do is I want to give you permission right now to show up for yourself. I give you permission. Permission to show up for yourself. Show up in your finances for yourself, right? You wouldn't bat an eye to shell out $50 for your kid to play soccer. So why would you hesitate to spend $50 on yourself, on getting yourself some new sneakers so that your feet don't hurt when you are exercising? That was just an example, but you would not hesitate to show up for your people. Don't hesitate to show up for yourself. It's the hardest step. It really is. But that's why we teach. That's why we go through itty bitty baby steps. Because if you were trying to learn the habit of showing up for yourself and the habits of exercise and eating better, and we were trying to do all of that in really big increments, it would be impossible. It's so hard. It is so hard to show up for yourself when things feel really overwhelming and big. It's so hard. But what I'm saying is, when you enter into a coaching relationship, I'm just going to be really upfront. Like, when you get to have a coach who, you guys, what I do for my clients is I make space for them to show up. I teach them to show up for themselves, to put themselves not last on the list. That's what I do. I give you space to show up for yourself, to learn what it looks like to show up for your physical health, to learn what it looks like to show up for your mental health, because physical health, mental health, and spiritual health are all combined. So guess what the third one I'm going to help you show up for is? Your spiritual health. It is all intertwined. You cannot have one without the other. Just like, think about, okay, let's use this analogy. Since I'm just walking, we can just have a little chat, right? You and your bestie, right? You and your best friend. If you stopped showing up, like you stopped answering texts and you stopped supporting her and her little side biz, and you stopped answering her calls, and you stopped hanging out, if you stopped showing up for her, you'd have a pretty crappy relationship. Same with Jesus. You stop showing up to meet with Jesus, all of a sudden you're disconnected from him, and you're like, oh, what happened? God seems so far away. He hasn't gone anywhere. You have. If you stop showing up for your workouts, for exercise, and you're like, oh, exercise is so hard, it just feels impossible. Why? Exercise didn't go anywhere. You did. Oh, eating healthy is just so hard to do. It's really not. Healthy food didn't go anywhere. It's still at the grocery store. You went somewhere. You didn't show up in the produce section. You didn't show up at the gym. You didn't show up to work out in your living room, wherever it is. And I know this is a little bit of tough love, but what kind of coach would I be if I didn't give you some tough love? Also, wouldn't be very me if I didn't give you some tough love. But here's the thing. The other benefit about having a coach is I'm going to teach you to show up. And then you know what else let me teach you? Grace. I'm going to teach you to be really kind to yourself in those moments when your kid loses their crap right before the workout and you can't make it. Your family comes first. That's okay. In that moment, your family comes first. I'm going to teach you what it looks like to show yourself grace when you decided to do some emotional eating instead of turning to Jesus. I'm going to show you what it looks like to have grace and then show up for yourself in the healing. Because all of this health stuff, if it's not medical, it's heart stuff. Health work is heart work. Health work is heart work, friend. And the first step is showing up for yourself. Don't be afraid to show up. Your house is not going to burn down. Your kids are not going to die. They will not be neglected. No one's calling CPS if you go get a workout in. You should probably make sure there's an adult to watch them. Little caveat. There's not going to be, a civil war in your home if you make some vegetables and healthy proteins for dinner. They won't starve. I promise. I've done it. They might be a little hangry, but if they're hungry enough, they'll eat it. That's something we say in our house all the time. Oh, go eat some carrots. I don't want carrots. Oh, then you must not really be hungry. But I am. Then go eat some carrots. Mom! It's a fight at my house too. Mom, do you have to go to that workout tonight? Yeah, baby, I do, because I'm showing up for myself and I'm showing up for my clients. I'm showing up for my people and I'm showing them what it looks like to show up for themselves. It's not easy. And there are times when you just cannot. And we extend ourselves grace. We try again next time. But show up. Here's a challenge for you. Just try it. Try it once. See what happens. See how you feel afterwards. See what happens with your family afterwards. You just never know. You don't know, but I know already because I've been there. I've done that. And I coach people on it every day. That's what I do. So if you're having trouble showing up for yourself, the first and best way to show up for yourself is to hire a coach. Not because I'm like, I want more clients. No. Because you need someone who's going to support you when showing up for yourself is really flippin' hard. You need someone who's going to have your back when you are having trouble having your own, and you're amazing at it. Thanks, Emily. You're sweet. I got your back, girls. I've got your back. I get it. I've got your back. You need someone who's objective on the outside looking in, who can say, you know, I think that's a wise choice for you to not come tonight. Or to say, yeah, no, you stay home, but here's a workout for you to do instead. Or, nope, you need to get your butt to the workout. You need that objective person. Someone to speak life into you and to show up for you and to help you show up for yourself. All right, now I have to go show up for my family. This is what we do, right? I will see you all probably tomorrow. I don't know, whenever I decide to hop on live again. That's when I'll see ya. But, you know, I'm always around. So you just message me when you're ready. When you're ready to have someone else have your back because you're having trouble showing up for yourself, just shoot me a message. Okay? I've got your back. I'm going to show up for you. I'm going to create space for you to show up for yourself. Have a good night.